Hello, dear male entrepreneur friend. Let me ask you something. Does your wife always want money and tangible results and no ideas? Does your wife prefer you to bring in money than ideas? What if you could get her to be patient? What if you could talk to her brain in a way that her brain gets it, that something will happen, that you are not doing this because you are just completely nuts or crazy, but that your entrepreneurship is there to provide safety, to provide money, to provide more time, whatever, freedom, whatever you want to do. What if you could drive her brain to understand that? This is possible when you know to which part of the brain you have to talk. You have to understand that women, well, the female brain has a very different way to store, well, not a very different way, but stores informations with emotions. And women are very emotional persons. Their brain handles emotions way more, I would say, aggressively than male brains. So they generate more emotion, and as memorization is the combination of emotion times repetition, the more emotion she has, the less repetition she needs, and the more she will memorize it. That's why women memorize so well the first kiss, the first date, the marriage date, the birth of the kids, stuff like that, which are very emotional moments for them, also for us, but we need more repetition so that something happens. So you have to think about that, how can you generate positive emotions that will help you store the fact that you aren't a failure, that you are going to provide results. On the other hand, you also have to talk to the primal part of the brain, the part that makes every decision, which is also driven by emotions, by the way, because in the primal brain, there is one part of the brain called the limbic system, which is the one driving emotions, handling all the emotions. So that part of the brain is making all her decisions. And that part of the brain has what is called subconscious frustrations. And you have to remove these frustrations. And you cannot do that with rational arguments. Well, darling, the plan is that in 3 months I will generate this and that clients. Oh, I have talked with someone and I may get a contract in the next 6 months. Well, the primal brain lives in a 7 seconds window. What's before is forgotten. What's after, it has no clue it's existing. The future is something that is handled by your prefrontal cortex in the front of your head, and that's part of the rational brain that's making this long-term planification. So when you want to drive a decision from your wife, don't talk about the future. It won't drive the decision. What will drive the decision is immediate, tangible results. So you have to understand what the frustration is. Let me tell you a story. I tell you my own story. I'm an entrepreneur. I have founded a few companies. Some worked, some didn't work. And my wife, it took me time. It took me time to understand that due to the past of my wife, because we base all our decisions, our actions on past memories, she has a very strong subconscious frustration linked to safety related to money. So she will always want tangible results. Each time we have an argument, it comes down to tangible results. It takes time to express it, to let it go out, because the primal brain doesn't talk, right? It takes time to that brain to connect and so on. So she won't say, oh yeah, my subconscious frustration is this. No, because it's subconscious, she cannot express it. You have to dig and find it. Well, as you love her, as you live with her, it's easier for you than when you have to go to your clients, because your clients, you meet them for the first time, you have to understand what the subconscious frustration is, just like that, or with working with people like me, because I typically teach people to do that. So you have to get to her subconscious frustration and show that you are going to remove this subconscious frustration. The problem is that as an entrepreneur, you may come from the safety of a job that pays you every 2 weeks, every month, or however the pay scheme is. But you come from somewhere where it was safe, and you move to some other place, which is entrepreneurship, which is being an entrepreneur, or you may be an entrepreneur for quite some time, but things change. Entrepreneurs are pretty good at handling change, because that's what you are somehow it's part of your subconscious frustrations. You want to prove to other people that you can adapt very quickly, and you want to get acknowledged. You want to get acknowledged by your wife, by the way, who wants you to protect her, show that you can provide safety. So as an entrepreneur, you handle change. I mean, what you're asking your wife is a bit like what happens, let me make a metaphor, with fighter pilots. Fighter pilots have to practice the ejection seat procedure, because it's proven that as the brain hates change, your brain wants to stay in that safety bubble where it is. Safety bubble doesn't mean that the brain is safe. It just means that it can handle the situation. So a fighter pilot who is in a plane that's burning, that's going to crash, has to move down in automatic to the primal brain, that the primal brain doesn't think anymore, the fact that he has to eject. Because for the brain, the plane, which is in fire, well, the guy where he's sitting, he knows that environment. He has full control of that environment. Outside, when he ejects, the brain knows it. It's scary. I don't know what's going to happen out there. It may be cold, it may be windy, it may be noisy. So he has to practice so that it becomes automatic. So you have to help your wife's brain to practice to accept the change of the situation. I would suggest that you can, I'm putting it here somewhere here in the comments or a link, so that you're getting access to the free Neurocouple, well, is there a Brain Neurocouple ebook, where you can learn more about the brain differences and how you can handle that. And this will help you to get your wife to understand what you are doing at the primal level, not at the rational level, again, because at the rational level, it's not going to work, right? But she will, well, you will learn how to handle her brain, and she will better understand you and even support you. Isn't that nice? Don't you want? What if your wife would say, yeah, darling, what you're doing is great, and let me give you some more tips and ideas? Wouldn't that be great? So yes, as it would be great, download the book, it's free, enjoy it, and I talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.